your white note packet out today. Yep. Need a pencil. Yep. And I'm going to give you a multiplications table today because we're doing multiplying numbers today. So I'm going to give you that today. While I'm passing those out to everybody, if you could do these 4 warm-up problems, please. Okay? Do those 4 addition warm-up problems, please. All right, we're back. So 5, adding 3. Which way am I going on the number line? Up. So that leaves me at 8. Love it. Starting at -5 now. Adding -3. Which way am I going? Down, which puts me at -8. Nailing this. Back up to +5. Now I'm adding -3, so I'm going to still go down, just like the other one. Puts me at 2. -5. Now adding a +3, which way am I going? Up, leaves me at -2. Yeah. Love it. Remember, when we're adding, same sign, we add the digits, keep the sign, different sign, subtract, use the sign large number. You've got that written down like 7 different times, okay, which is cool. All right. Now, today, what we're going to do, what I handed out to you today was I handed out to you this wonderful piece of paper. Put it on cardstock for you, put it in purple so that it stays in the purple stuff, okay? And it actually, I would put it when you're like organizing your notes and stuff like that. I'd put it right underneath the cover sheet because you're going to read, you know what I mean? Then you know exactly where it is. You don't have to dig for it. Okay? Okay? So how this works is this is what's called a multiplication chart. So it doesn't matter, and we'll see this in a minute here, it doesn't matter which number you multiply goes across the top, or which number you multiply goes up and down on the side. Okay? It's going to get to the same spot. So what I'm saying there is 4 times 3, so I would go across the row and down the column. 4 times 3 is 12. Okay? Now that's the same as if I would go 4 over here and 3 over there. So it doesn't really matter. So if I go across the row, down the column, there they are right there. Okay? So they both get the same one. It doesn't matter which one I do first. Okay? All right? So that's how that works. Everybody good with that? Probably use these a little bit like in down here. Yes? Let's do this. Yeah. Okay. So before we start this, I think this is good. So way over here on the side of your multiplying integers over there, that's where you're going to put this next step. We're going to do what's behind the shade first. Okay? Because that's going to help us when we go into there. So if the signs are the same, so it would be like positive times a positive, a negative times a negative. If the signs are the same, your answer is always going to be positive. Even if you're multiplying 2 negatives together, your answer is going to be positive. Okay? Write that down. Okay? Write that down. Multiplying the same sign together, answer is positive. So, in letter A here, we've got 5 times 3. So on one of them, I'm going to 5 with one finger. On the other, so I'm either going to 5 horizontally at the top or 5 vertically on the side. So I can do it here. Okay? Right? And then I'm going to 3 for the other one, and then I'm going to go down that column, over that row, and when my fingers meet, that's the number. What is the number? 15. Yeah, 15. And it's going to be positive because it's a positive times a positive. Okay? Negative times a negative, negative 5, so I'm still going to go, because you notice there's not negative numbers on your chart, so I'm just going to go with the numbers. So I'm thinking about this as 5 times 3, and then I'm going to apply my rule. So I still do the 5, still do the 3, get them together, still get 15, but because it's a negative times a negative, that means it's positive 15, because the signs are the same. With me on that. Okay? Now, let's go different signs. So now you've got a positive number times a negative number, or a negative number times a positive number. So now the signs are different between the two numbers that you're multiplying. In that case, and always in that case, your answer is going to be negative. Your answer is negative in that case. So again, on C and D here now, I think, okay, 5 on one column or one row, 3 on the other, beat my fingers, okay, still gets 15, but now because one of them is positive and the other one is negative, now my answer needs to be negative, so it's negative 15 for both of these. With me? Okay. Signs are the same, positive. Signs are different, negative. Okay. 2 more multiplication rules that we got to talk about. Okay? And they're super duper easy. Okay? The first rule is anything times 0. Okay? Anything times 0 is what? Is how much? It's 0. Yep. Anything times 0 is always 0. Okay? So in this one, in E, 5 times 0 is 0. Anytime that you multiply by 0, it's 0. Okay? All right? Love it. Last one, last rule, okay? Multiplying by 1. So when you multiply something by 1, okay? So like let's look at in our column. On the top, pick any number. Okay? On the top row, pick any number, put your finger on a number, and go 1 row down, because then that's multiplying by 1. What do you notice? It's the same thing, right? So multiplying by 1 doesn't change the number. On these first ones, we are just figuring out if the answer is going to be positive, negative, or 0. We're not actually figuring out what the number is, because it would take me a few minutes to do 425 times 53. Okay? All right? So is this first one going to be positive, negative, or 0? Why negative? Because there's different signs. Yep, exactly. So this one is going to be negative. in number 2, positive, negative, or 0? We got positive, why?
Because the 2 signs are
2 signs are the same, so that means it's going to be positive. Somebody new. Number 3, positive, negative, or 0? Why? Multiplying by 0, it's got to be 0. Yeah, exactly. Last one. Somebody new. Positive, negative, or 0? Ooh, what? States note that but what we're asking though is positive, negative, or 0. You know what I mean? You are correct that the digits would stay the same. Yes, but not the answer we're looking for. Positive, negative, or 0? Negative? Why negative? Different signs. Yep, exactly. Different signs. Good stuff. Correct. All right, now let's do it. Let's use these charts. Here we go. Negative 10 times 7. So in my brain, I'm thinking on my chart, 10 times 7. So on one column, I'm taking my finger and I'm going all the way over to 10, or all the way down to 10. Other fingers going to 7, down right, or go through the columns, figure out where it is. Where do they meet? They meet at 70. Is it positive or negative? It's negative, because one sign is negative, so this answer here would be negative 70. Love it. Negative 4 times negative 6. One finger on 4, one finger on 6. Meet the fingers. What do we get? 24. Positive or negative? Positive, because both the signs are the same. Yeah, buddy. Ooh. We don't have a 99 row or a 99 column on our paper. It's 99?
Yeah.
Because?
Times
by 1, so it doesn't change anything. Okay, so if the digit's going to be 99, what about the positivity? It's going to be negative what? Because the signs are different, right? Yeah, signs are different, so it's going to be negative 99. Negative 11 times 0. 0. Why? Because we're multiplying by 0. Yeah, bingo. Woo! Yeah, good times. Good times. If you haven't done so already, now on these, I will tell you, you have to, and you can't just how do I want to say it? What I've noticed on some homeworks is that you guys don't read the directions very good sometimes. You just want to get it done. I get it. I understand it. I feel the same way whenever I got to homework. I just want to get it done. But then I'm like, oops, I was supposed to do it this way. You know what I mean? Okay. So on these, you can't just race through them, because some of them are multiplication problems. Some of them are addition problems. Some of them are subtraction problems. With me? So you got to take a pause for the cause, pump the brakes a little bit, and figure out what you're doing in that particular problem first. Okay? Okay? So in this first one, it is a multiplication problem. Yes, no, or maybe? Yes, it is. So we go over to 12, we go down to 8, meet my fingers, what do we get? 96, positive or negative? Positive 96. I would agree with that. In number 10, is it negative 6 times negative 2? No, it's not. What is it? Negative 6 minus 2. There's a big difference between this and this. There's a big difference if there's parentheses around both of them with nothing in between. Okay? Negative 6 minus 2 is how much? Negative 8. Yep, that's negative 8. Negative 6 times negative 2 is positive. Oops, I almost put negative. Almost put negative. Is positive 12. Those aren't the same because they're two different math problems. Okay? So you gotta be aware of that when we're doing this. Okay? Alright? Oh, this is good. Yeah. No? Number 11. What do we got? What was the key word in there? The minus. It's a subtraction. Right? So what is 3 minus negative 4? How much? 7? Do we agree with 7? Because we start at 3. We go up because we're subtracting a negative. Up 4 gets me to 7. Love it. Negative 9 times negative 10. 90, positive or negative? Positive because they're both the same sign. Man, is there a backside to these notes? Look at that. Okay. So tonight I'm going to hand out the A5 worksheet. Okay. So I'm going to hand that out. We can be working on that. Before you turn it in, make sure if you want to check it, you can check it so that you know if you're doing it wrong. Because it's not really due until Monday. So you might as well check it before you turn it in. If you have any other fixed homeworks that can be turned in, those can be turned in at any point in time. If you got your formative back yesterday and you made some fixes on that one, turn that back in too. Okay? And as always, we're putting our first and our last names on everything now. So when you get this sheet, please put your first and your last name on it.